Hello and welcome to episode 133 of Eye on the Tigers, the podcast with an eye on the Telford Tigers. Well, we have the first news from Telford Tigers in the off-season. List of players who will be returning and also a few departures. So let's kick off with the departures. So these players have been confirmed as not coming back next season. Got some notes written down, so I will refer to those. Notes very much just take a look at sort of last season and stats. So confirmed as not returning for Telford Tigers for the 26-27 season. Christianis Fugalis. So he played 29 games, no goals, 3 assists for 3 points and 28 minutes. I think so. There's 3 more, but I think out of the 4, this was probably the one that surprised me the most. A defenseman, and being honest, I do feel it has been an area that Tigers have struggled with over some recent seasons. Hasn't been as tight as we would have wanted. Looking back last season, we were one of the league's top scorers. We're also one of the teams that conceded the most goals as well. So don't get me wrong, there's plenty of excitement watching the Tigers, but from what I saw from Fugalis, good solid defenseman at this level. It was probably the one that surprised me the most out of the 4. Also not returning, Brindley Caps, so 46 games for 17 goals, 24 assists, which gives 41 points and 24 penalty minutes. Not surprised on this one. He came in on 2-way with Coventry, played, I think it was 3 or 4 games for Coventry throughout the season. I expect him to step up and probably play a bigger role with Coventry over the coming season, quite simply. I think he'll get more games playing for them, so not surprised. I'd probably be more surprised if it was announced he was returning for another season, to be honest. Patrick Brown, not returning, so Canadian import forward, so 54 games played, 21 goals, 40 assists for 61 points, and also 42 penalty minutes. I like what Patrick Brown had to offer, I'll be honest. He is, the best skater I think I've ever seen. So fast. Take a look, cold hard numbers. Just over a point a game. Do you want or perhaps expect more from your imports? Probably yes, being completely honest. But I think he brought a lot to the team. I mean, the speed were, I've never seen anybody skate as well or as quickly, quite simply. I wouldn't have been upset if he'd have come back, but as I say, take a look at the points. I think realistically in a 4 import league, you probably want a few more points. And then last but not least, in terms of departures, David Thompson. 53 games played, 49 goals, 45 assists for 94 points, and 41 penalty minutes in there as well. Not surprised he left. I think, he's going to be sought after. Very much, proved at this level. Previous season came in and was going along at a couple of points a game. The real big challenge there, I think, with Thompson's departure is just replacing that number of goals. I mean, 49 goals. That's a hell of a lot of goals to replace. Absolutely instrumental as well in Tigers having the best power play across the league. So it was running at 30-35% come the end of the season. And the 49 goals that Thompson scored, I think 14-15, something like that, were on the power play. So absolutely integral to that as well. That's going to be difficult to replace those goals, and also the fact of it's not only those goals, but he'd get in there and he'd mix stuff up. He'd go out on the forecheck and stuff like that. So tough one to replace there, I think, for the Tigers. So that's 4 players confirmed not coming back next season. To all 4, obviously, wish them the absolute best. Thank them for everything they've done for the Tigers. It's been great seeing them in Tigers colours, and thank you and all the best. So, in terms of players coming back, let's kick off. Brad Day, 38 games played last season, 4.18 goals against average, and a save percentage of 0.864. I mean, Brad's been around for many a year now. He's in terms of netminders, no other netminder for Tigers has played as many games as Brad has. For me, I think that confirms that Tigers would not be going down an import netminder route. I think you don't have Brad Day as your number 2 realistically. Again, on this day, he's still one of the top netminders in the league, in my opinion. Yeah, I can't see how Tigers have an import netminder and Brad Day. I just don't see it, quite simply. A few defencemen signed, so let's kick off with Deacon Fielder. So 53 games played, 1 goal, 15 assists for 16 points and 24 penalty minutes. Really, really happy with Deacon returning. Good, honest, solid defenceman. He'll stick up for the team as and when required. You know what you're getting. Yeah, just, that's a good, solid signing for the Tigers. Yeah, so really, really happy there. James Mather is returning as well. So 16 games played, no goals, 1 assist for 1 point and 4 penalty minutes. He also played for Tigers 2. For Tigers 2, it was 24 games played, 4 goals, 9 assists for 13 points and 24 penalty minutes. Yeah, happy. I like what I've seen from James Mather. I think, he's going to be able to develop into a good defenceman for the Tigers. Hopefully he stays with us. And he's shown that, he's happy to get involved in there and sort of mix some things up as well. So, delighted he's staying. Nick Oliver is back as well. So last season, 37 games played, 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points in total and 28 penalty minutes. Really solid, really consistent. Had a bit of time out, then came back last season. Good to have him back. Again, just a good, solid defenceman. That's kind of all there is that you can say. It really is. Pleased to have him stepping onto the blue line again. Danny Rose is back. So last season, 54 games played, 6 goals, 8 assists for 14 points and 32 penalty minutes. Might only have been 6 goals that Danny Rose got, but he seems to have a knack for scoring overtime winners. Got at least a couple that I could think of. Danny Rose has been at the Tigers for a long, long time. We really missed him a couple of seasons ago when he wasn't fit. He goes in there and, I know I've said it a lot, but he's a good solid defenceman. And he's probably one that you almost kind of like notice more when he's not playing than when he is to a certain extent, because you suddenly realise what's missing. So, great to see Danny Rose lace him up again. Last but not least, on the D-man front, Kayla McPhee, so Canadian defenceman, so a returning import. So last season, 44 games played, 12 goals, 34 assists for 46 points and 22 penalty minutes. He played a real amount of minutes at times across some games, quite simply. I like that signing. He's, can skate up and make plays, solid at the back. We haven't seen him drop the gloves yet, but I'll tell you what, if he does go, I think any fight he gets in is going to be pretty short and pretty one-sided as well. It's a real big plus for the Tigers to have been able to keep Kayla McPhee. On to the returning forwards. So Harry Ferguson is back. So last season, 54 games played, 23 goals, 23 assists for 46 points, and 51 penalty minutes. Like this a lot. I think Harry Ferguson has been developing every season that he's been with the Tigers. He's now, definite, top 6. He's going to get you points. He's going to bring a physical side. It's kind of like he's going to do everything that you would really want, I guess. Happy days there. And also assistant captain last season. Captain's also returning as well, Scott McKenzie. Bit like Danny Rose, been with the Tigers for a long, long time. So last season, 54 games played, 19 goals, 32 assists, 51 points, and 14 penalty minutes. going along at nearly a point a game. Scott McKenzie, I mean, how long has he been doing that for? He's just a guaranteer of points, quite simply. He's going to go along at that sort of, that point a game, perhaps a fraction under, perhaps a little bit over. Provides leadership to the team. Yeah, not surprised he's come back, but really, really happy that he has stayed. Louis Newell's back as well. So last season, 47 games played for 8 goals, 19 assists and 27 points. And also picked up 51 penalty minutes. I don't think it's any secret, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Louis Newell. It's great to see him towards the back end of last season. He was up on the top line. He was playing with Thompson and Henderson. He's picked up some points, but if need to be, he'll drop back and play in D as well. I really, really like Louis Newell. I would love him to stay at the Tigers for a really, really long time. He's a player that I really rate. So, yeah, unsurprisingly, absolutely delighted he's back. Tyler Summerton. So last season, 35 games played, 2 goals, no assists for 2 points and 10 penalty minutes. And for Tigers 2, 18 games played, 12 goals, 12 assists for 24 points and 10 penalty minutes. Yep, developing player. Sure, or imagine that's every chance to be doing two-way again. Keep on developing. Yeah, some promising signs. In a similar vein, Taylor Stanton is back as well. So last season, 6 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points and no penalty minutes. Meanwhile, for Tigers 2, it was 31 games played, 20 goals, 22 assists for 42 points and 12 penalty minutes. Young, developing player, getting better game by game, quite simply. Again, I think my expectation is coming season splits the time across the 2 teams, although primarily playing for Tigers 2. Obviously, for Tigers 2, Vladimir Luka will no longer be returning, so be stepping up, and Taylor Stanton, I'm sure, will be seen as one of those key players to be putting points upon the board for Tigers 2. So looking forward to continuing to follow his progress. Last but not least, a second returning import in Eric Henderson. 54 games played last season, 21 goals, 80 assists for 101 points. Reached that 100-point barrier. And 23 penalty minutes. Absolute delighted by Eric Henderson returning. Such an important player for the Tigers. Those numbers are really strong numbers, but I think he brings so much for the Tigers. He got my vote for player of the season last season. I think he is absolutely key. I know I've gone on and, discussing sort of the departure of David Thompson and the fact that, all those goals difficult to replace. I think Thompson got a lot of the headlines with the goals that he was scoring and sort of very outgoing nature. He was there chirping players and getting involved in everything. Henderson just goes about his business and he does it really, really well. So it's a really strong player for the Tigers to keep. Absolutely, over the moon with that one. I think straight away that puts Tigers in a really good position that we've got an import forward who is going to put up some big numbers for us. Overall summary, said for players departing, no major surprises. Fagala's being perhaps the closest one for from my opinion. In terms of the players retained, very, very happy. I think it gives us a really good, strong starting point for the 26-27 season. Pleased to see them all back and looking forward to them all having successful seasons as part of, hopefully, a successful Telford Tigers side. So, that's it in terms of the episode. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the comings and goings at Telford Tigers. Couple of things just to quickly finish off though. One, all the stats got from Elite Prospects, not mine, so from Elite Prospects. So it's useful to be able to call upon that. And also, I know there are a number of players who were with the Tigers last season who no mention has been made of. We wait and see quite simply on those. There's no current news as to whether or not they'll be returning, whether they'll be departing. So we'll wait and see what the coming weeks bring. But yeah, as I said, let me know what you think so far. In terms of the players who've returned, your thoughts about that, the players who've departed, how big a miss, how big a loss will they be? In terms of the players who haven't come back yet, how hopeful are you that they will return? Yeah, leave me comments, let me know. But in terms of this episode, that's it. I'll be back next time the Tigers release some news. I'll see you then. Bye for now.